school. How many here went to Wallace School?
You went to Wallace
A few days.
You went to Wallace School, I never-
46, I think.
46.
I went to kindergarten there.
I went to first and second grade in 1935.
Did you miss out on the nuns? You should have gone to St. Did you miss out on the nuns? You should have gone to St. Mary's School, and then you would have had all
Oh, no,
the
my
nuns.
neighbors did that. I let them take care of it.
This is Aunt Mildred's daughter.
Yeah, I'm glad you're all here. We're going to talk about these ladies' ancestors. Carl specifically. Carl was an outdoorsman. He enjoyed sports, liked nothing better than hunting and fishing. And here is Carl and his friend. Last name is Jones. I forgot his first name. We think this is Mississippi Park before it was park, while it was still a gravel pit. I also have here a picture of 1913 of Gartner shoe store underneath.
Sid Jones. I don't know Sid
I
Jones.
remember that.
No, we don't either.
I don't know Sid Jones. Who's
Sid Jones. That's Sid's.
Friend of Carl's, I
Yeah.
think you said.
That's why I'm wearing it.
That's the
That's
shoe
the old
shop.
shoe store.
You got pictures of that.
I've got pictures
But
of
it-
that.
Other than their shoes, they look like today, don't they?
Yeah, got some borderline shoes here.
Underneath Everly's drugstore.
Carl, his father, and his brother, the
Yeah.
family was more interested in working with leather and creating good shoes rather than the plastic.
And you know that's Carl's father right there. Did you know that?
I'm not. There was no identification.
This is Carl, and this is his father, Peter. I don't know who these guys are.
There's two guys who wanted to get in out of the cold and sit with the stove and tell lies.
By the stove, yeah.
Every store where people can have a reason for congregating, they will congregate and they will tell some stories that will boggle your mind. So, but Carl was outdoorsman. His idea of a pleasant day is to go down fishing at the Rock River off of Lawrence Park, then go take the fish home, leave the fishing pole at home, pick up the rifle and go down, maybe get a couple squirrels for breakfast tomorrow morning. So he knew Lawrence Park like the back of his hand. He's one of the instigators, if you want to call him, that created Lawrence Park. Thank you, man. Without that, I wouldn't know where I was going to go. I get lost easy enough. 1927, somebody stole Carl's bicycle. Carl used a bicycle to get around town, but they stole it. He reported it to the police, and the newspapers, of course, picked up on it for a Sunday. This was on a Friday, I believe it was, that they stole his bicycle. He didn't know what to do, so he told the police, he told the newspapers got a hold of it. But anyhow, Mrs. Erickson, who lived on the east side of Sterling, got up for Sunday morning to get ready to go to church and looked out, and there was a bicycle across the road from her leaning up against a light pole. Somebody abandoned her bicycle. So she kind of watched it. When church came back, it was still there. And they watched it through the daylight hours. Nobody got close to it or anything, so they decided that they would bring it into the yard to keep people from running over it in the dark. Excuse me. So Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, when they got the paper, Mrs. Erickson saw that Carl's bicycle was missing, so she called him on the telephone. She said, "I think I found your bicycle." Carl came and looked at it and said, "Yes, it's mine," and he rode home. He was very satisfied. Never did find out if it was a practical joke, if it was actual theft, or what the deal was, or who done it. And he didn't care, he had his bicycle. 1930s, goldfish were all the rage. When did they stop eating goldfish?
When did they start eating?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When did they start?
That was a big thing in
That was a
college.
fad.
Really?
A fad,
They
yes.
had from the late
Swallowing
20s.
Sometime at what?
Yeah.
Before me.
Anyhow, Carl built a small pond in his backyard. He put a goldfish in it. Hadn't had her very long. He was about 4 years old when he put her in there. One morning he went out to feed her. and he noticed some motion in one corner of the pond. He couldn't figure out what, there's no water flow in this, it can't be that. So he kind of watched it, and in 3 days they were 1/4 inch long goldfish. Mama had over 1,000 baby
Oh my
goldfish.
gosh.
And that was just a guess. They had to do it while the fish were swimming, and they couldn't count the fins fast enough. So they just measured the areas they were in, and they had guessed. That was the only story that came out on it, that Carl had 1,000 baby goldfish. No follow-up story. Come get one of Carl's fishes. Or all of Carl's fishes, whatever. Carl was very instrumental in the park district. Very instrumental in the promotion of the town of Sterling and his park system. We're known worldwide. In fact, Carl was called for advice in various park districts throughout the United States. What did you do when you ran into this situation? And he would let him know. So. But while they were still under Ebersol's drugstore, the Baudette Theater on West 3rd Street in Sterling was being remodeled. But in the lobby of the Baudette was a 9 foot tall but 5 foot wide by 1/2 inch thick plate glass mirror, high quality, not a blemish in it anywhere. And they moved, when they got ready to redecorate the Baudette, they moved it to an adjacent building. And a few days later, due to a construction accident, the Baudette caught fire and burnt to the ground. So my father, Peter, bought the mirror and moved it to the Ebersol drugstore in the basement. But they were preparing to move. So they took 6 men to handle the mirror, and it was placed in a new shoe parlor that he had constructed, which had the best, it was the only plate glass mirror of that size in Whiteside County. They couldn't find any other one to talk about, so they talked about Carl's. Paul bought it from the Baudette outfit, whoever they were, the corporation. But Carl got the credit for having that mirror in his new shop. So for over another 30 years, that mirror hung in the new shop. Carl was a believer in orthopedic shoes. He worked with children and adults both in orthopedic shoes and creation of them. He'd make them by hand with advice from the doctor. Those shoes so that small children who had mobile problems could walk, maybe even run, and even adults. When he turned 67, he had a heart attack. And he sold the shoe business to Paul because the doctor determined that he should not have the stress of running a shoe manufacturing store any longer. But by the same token, he should remain busy. So he said, I will continue to make the orthopedic shoes for men, for adults and children, basically children, but I will do some sewing jobs, but very limited. He did that until he was 72 when he passed away. Now, I've told you ladies stories that I told you may not have known about. Do you know something that we should?
I did not know a lot of those things about my uncle, no.
I would have known, except some nice person found all this information, so it's the kind of story.
I have a question. He sold his business to Paul Gartner. Well, what relation was Paul to Carl?
Brother.
Brothers.
Brother.
Okay.
A younger brother.
And
All right.
this young lady told me we had a younger brother named Jack.
Yes, Jack was the baby of the family.
Okay,
Her father,
all
or her
right.
grandfather. Her grandfather was the baby of the
Okay.
family. And Carl was like 20 years older than my mother, who was just above Jack and Paul, and then my mother was
All
at the
right.
bottom of the family. and Carl was at the top. So he was like 40 years old when my mother, you know, when I knew him. But yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you.
that's what
Thank you.
happens in big
Large
families.
family, yeah. Top and bottom.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments from the non-relation?
Now this was right next door to the Everly building, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
next
In
door.
the basement.
So then that was one of those that were torn down when they tore all the buildings down in
Yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened to the mirror then, I wonder?
Nobody knows.
You know, I was in the shoe store many times as a little kid, but I don't remember seeing the mirror. They had a sitting room up in the front where you could sit and wait for your shoes, but I don't remember. I don't know where they had that mirror.
I don't know where they had it either, but it was
On the tour.
there was a newsprint out of the Sterling Daily Gazette about the mirror.
Are you at high place yet?
Okay, where do we go from here, sir?
Right up over
Right down
there.
there.